The budget session begins from the 23rd of February and is slated to continue until the 13th of May. The session begins tomorrow with President Pranab Mukherjee addressing members from both houses of parliament. The President's address lays out the government's legislative and policy agenda for the upcoming year and highlights key legislative and policy developments during the past year. This will be followed by the presentation of the railway budget on the 25th, tabling of the economic survey on the 26th, and presentation of the union budget before both houses of parliament on the 29th of February. This year, the budget session of parliament is scheduled to run for about 3 months with a 5-week recess in between from March 17th to the 24th of April. State Assembly elections in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, West Bengal and Assam are scheduled from April. We have to wait and see whether Parliament runs full course. In 2011, at the beginning of the budget session, it was announced that the session would continue with the standard recess period in between. However, subsequently, the session was shortened and the recess period was done away with on account of state assembly elections. Financial business would be the predominant focus during the budget session. The union budget is approximately rupees 17 to 18 lakh crores. Every year, typically the demands of 4 to 5 ministries are discussed on the floor of the House. This accounts for about 10% of the budget. This implies that about 90% of the demands are guillotined and put to vote without discussion. Parliament is responsible for the scrutiny and passage of the budget proposals put forth by the government. During the recess period, the departmental related standing committees will examine the budget proposals put forth by various ministries and departments. This budget session has a total of 31 sitting days. Fridays are reserved for private member business. This leaves a total of 25 days for the government to push forth an extensive legislative agenda pending from the winter session of Parliament. At present, the Enemy Property Ordinance is in force. A bill replacing this ordinance must be passed by both houses within 6 weeks of Parliament's commencement to ensure that it does not lapse. The ordinance amends the Enemy Property Act 1968. This act regulates enemy properties which had been taken over by the central government from citizens of countries that India was at war with. The Act appoints an office of the central government as the custodian of these properties. The ordinance expands the powers of the custodian to allow for permanent vesting of property with themselves. This provision applies retrospectively since 1968. Certain bills related to GST and whistleblower protection have been passed by the Lok Sabha and are currently pending in the Rajya Sabha. These bills could be taken up for passage during the budget session. The Rajya Sabha Select Committee examining the Constitution Amendment enabling GST submitted their report in July 2015. The bill had been earlier passed by the Lok Sabha and the Select Committee's recommendations will be debated when the bill comes up for discussion in the upper house. GST being a constitutional amendment, differences between the two houses on the bill cannot be resolved by a joint session of Parliament. During the winter session of Parliament, a discussion was initiated in the Rajya Sabha whether the Whistleblower Protection Amendment Bill should be sent to a committee for scrutiny. Besides this, the Real Estate Development Bill repeatedly listed on the daily agenda during the winter session of Parliament. Given that the budget session is the longest of the 3 sessions in the year, its smooth functioning will allow for adequate scrutiny of the budget and passage of key bills. Consensus and bipartisanship will go a long way in ensuring smooth passage of bills and the overall functioning of Parliament. For more information, please visit www.prsindia.org.